Hey, welcome back to my messy desk and my sketchbook. Two sketchbook videos back to back. Would you look at that? In the last video, I took you through my sketchbook to show you where I'm at with it so far. Since then, it has been a week's worth of a month-long sketchbook challenge that I started. It's called MayWarm, which is a play on the whole Stay Warm. Stay Warm are my warm-up drawings that I do on a regular basis. And MayWarm is a sketchbook challenge that I created where it's a month's worth of daily sketchbook prompts. So if you're stuck and you don't know what to draw and you got the blank page sitting in front of you, you could always just take a look at that list, the MayWarm sketchbook prompt list, and I will tell you what to draw, or I'll give you a suggestion. How about that? As to what you might want to draw that day. And it's fun. I've been doing it. A lot of other people have been doing it. It's been really cool to see. Anyway, 1 week of it is down. As of this recording, it is May 7th. So far there's been 7 drawings. I've done every one every day. I'm intending to do the whole month, but if it's you, you could do some days. You don't have to do every day. You could jump in and jump out at any point. They're all fun, interesting prompts, and I think they cover a lot of different areas. Some that have to do with drawing from your imagination, some that are a little bit more maybe academic and observational, some that are storytelling based, some that are comic book based, all that good stuff. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, I wanted to make this video just to show you what I've done for the first week of this sketchbook challenge so far. So if you're not already doing this sketchbook challenge and you want that list of prompts, I'll leave it in the description below, but you can sign up for my newsletter. And once you sign up for the newsletter, I'll send you over that list of prompts and you can get started right away. So without further ado, let's jump into it and I'll show you what I've done so far for week 1 of the MayWarm Sketchbook Challenge. Day 1 was just to draw a page worth of hands. It could be your hand, it could be someone else's hand, it could be hands that you find online. So pretty much what I did was I started here. I just used my left hand while my right hand did the drawing, and I sort of posed it with a pencil, and then I did this pose. I don't know what's happening there with that very strange growth. I promise you I don't have that growth in real life. But then the rest of them were just photographs that I found online. So I didn't want to only draw my left hand, so I figured I would draw some other types of hands, some older looking hands, a female hand, hands in interesting dynamic positions. So this one was fun, very useful too. Hands are some of the harder things to draw. Even AI can't draw hands. That's how hard they are to draw. So this was a lot of fun and very useful. This is probably something that I should do like every day. And if I did, by the end of the year, I'd be a master at hands. I'd be like the Rodin of comic art. But then day two was to draw a scene from your favorite movie. And one of my favorite movies is Donnie Brasco. That's Al Pacino, that's Johnny Depp. Even though it looks like Freddie Mercury, I promise it's Johnny Depp. But I just paused, a still from a scene, and I kind of looked at this as an interesting exercise in composition. That's one of the things that's great about cinematography, is that it really helps, and I think correlates to some extent with comic book art and just illustration in general. You could really get a sense of good composition, storytelling, how to fit figures into a frame. So I picked like a close-up image, 2 faces, simple enough, but it actually was difficult to get like the size relationship between the two, to concentrate on some of that negative space in between them and around them. And then also likenesses. Likenesses are really tricky for me. That's not like something that I'm really drawn to all that often. But Al Pacino specifically makes some very interesting facial expressions when he acts. So it's a great face to kind of draw. And this movie takes place in the 70s, so there's interesting hair and sort of wardrobe and stuff like that. So this was a fun one. And then, as you could see over here, was on to day 3, which was to draw a self-portrait twice. So the first time, to preferably draw it from the mirror. You could draw it from a photograph as well, but I think drawing it in real time from a mirror poses like certain challenges. One is trying to stand still while you draw, but two, it's very similar to like drawing a figure in real life. There's a certain kind of sense of urgency when you're drawing something in real time than when you're drawing something from a photograph. So the idea behind this exercise was to draw it first from observation, and while you're drawing it, to kind of make mental notes, take in all the information that you're capturing, and then afterward cover this up and then draw it again from your memory. It's a very interesting exercise. As you can see, it looks like two different people. I'm not quite sure either one of them looks like me. I think this one looks more like me. Anyway, it was an interesting exercise because I remember when I was drawing this one, I was remembering the shape of my nose and trying to figure out that space between my nose and the top of my lip, also my very large ears. I might have overdid it here, but interesting exercise. I think this comes in handy a lot when we are drawing from our memory, because observational drawing, I think, is really important for comic artists and illustrators. It kind of helps us when it comes time to draw from our imagination, which is most of the time. But if we can be, I think, a little bit more focused and sort of in tune with what we're drawing when we are drawing from observation, we'll kind of like bank that in our brains a little bit more and remember it. And then when it comes time to call upon it, ideally, we could draw that thing more accurately. So this is kind of an exercise in that. And it's also a lot of fun too, because you're drawing yourself and you realize all these like funny things about your own face. So this was a fun one. Day 4 was just to draw a tree. I don't know if any of you have ever seen that video. It's all these Disney animators back in like the 50s or the 40s or something like that. They go to the park in Burbank or something like that, and they all draw this one particular tree, and they all come at it from a very different aesthetic sort of sensibility. It's a really great video, and it kind of just makes you want to go outside and draw a tree. But if you haven't seen that one, put that into the search bar. It's pretty cool. So anyway, this particular exercise was just to draw a tree. You could go outside and draw a tree. You could look out your window and draw a tree. That's what I did. I just kind of looked out my window. It was early in the morning and I didn't feel like going outside yet. So I just looked outside and drew a tree. Simple as that. Sometimes a simple thing like drawing a tree can pose interesting challenges and also push you into interesting sort of like artistic decision making. And for me, I love drawing figures and faces and things like that. So it's always a challenge to draw like things that aren't people. This was fun and a simple one, but it got me warmed up for the day, which was really cool. The day after, I guess this is day 5, was just to draw the meal that you're about to eat. So this was me drawing my breakfast. I had some nice eggs. I had some banana with honey on it. I couldn't draw the honey, but it was dissolved by the time I started inking it anyway. And then I had a yogurt on the side. The hardest thing about this was that I was hungry and I wanted to eat it, and it took about a half hour to draw this. So by the time I ate it, it was cold, but it was well worth it because I felt very warmed up afterwards, and I feel like my observational skills got even stronger after drawing this. I haven't drawn food or like a still life in a really long time, and this kind of has still life vibes to it. So this was an interesting exercise. Those eggs, I'm not sure what that looks like, but it doesn't quite look like eggs. It's just some sort of substance, entity, if you will. This was yesterday, which the prompt was to sketch something inspired by a song. Simple as that. This kind of strengthens some of your maybe conceptual muscles, gets you drawn from your imagination. I love music. I think music is a really great sort of inspiration for visual art. I don't know about you, but I can't help but listen to music and then get the urge to want to draw something sometimes, especially when a piece of music is very powerful and kind of moves you emotionally. You can't help but want to draw something. So I picked the song On the Street Where You Live, or The Street Where You Live. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but it's an old song. I think it's from like the 40s or something like that. I think it's a beautiful song. The lyrics are really nice. A lot of people have performed it over the years. It's from a musical, I think. Oh, My Fair Lady. I think that's what it is. I don't really like musicals. I'm not a musical fan, but I think this song is really nice. And then a lot of people have done it. Dean Martin, Nat King Cole. There's a lot of different versions. But anyway, what I did was I just wrote out the lyrics to the song, and then I put a wash over it, and then I drew this thing on top of it. it's a guy sort of floating, because it kind of makes mention to that in the song. And this was the first thing that sort of came to mind. I didn't want to think about this too much, because these are sketchbook exercises. I didn't necessarily want to approach them like they're finished illustrations. I wanted to sort of create things right on the page. And if I like the idea afterwards, perhaps I could refine it. And this is one of those ideas that I might want to like refine and kind of explore this idea a little bit more. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. But I feel like there's something here. It's a little bit of a different approach for me. It's much more, I don't know, rough, painterly. I did this with gouache and pencil and all that kind of stuff. It feels like mixed media-ish, but I think there's something to this. I kind of like it, but let me know if you'd like to see this a little bit more refined. And then day 7, which is today, was to draw your favorite superhero. And my favorite superhero is and always has been Batman. So why not draw Batman? In the live stream today that I drew this on, I had mentioned that I've yet to be satisfied with a drawing of Batman that I have done. I have very high standards for my, Batman aesthetic, Batman drawings. There are some really amazing Batman artists that have set the bar very high. So when I draw Batman, I've yet to feel like I've nailed it, but I'll keep trying. Anyway, this was a fun one. I put a lot of black down. I still have it here. I took a paper towel, dipped it in some ink, and just filled in the sky that way. Kind of fun things that you could do in your sketchbook and see if they might carry over in a finished piece down the line. So I kind of like that effect. And it's a fun pose. I might also revise this at some point too. This might be a cool like superhero drawing. And maybe I'll give it a second or third attempt one day. Also, let me know if you think I should give this one another shot, this Batman drawing. So anyway, that's where I'm at. That's the first 7 drawings so far of this MayWarm sketchbook challenge. I'm really happy with it. It's been really fun. I feel like I'm exploring new things. I feel like I'm back in school, getting better and learning every day, just a little bit. I think just by virtue of doing these exercises, you're getting better, you're improving your skills, you're improving your eye-hand sort of observational coordination and all that kind of stuff. So none of this goes to waste, even if you consider it to be like a bad drawing. These are all very useful down the line. Like I say, it's a lot like stretching before you work out, or going to the gym and getting sweaty, all that kind of stuff, all those metaphors. That's what a sketchbook really is. This is kind of where you do the work in silence, so that you could get better when it comes time to show all your pretty drawings. So hopefully that makes sense. Keep on doing your MayWarm drawings. It's been really fun to see everybody posting theirs. I never want to do this stuff alone. It's better to do it with people. So it's cool that we're all in this together and we're doing this whole month-long challenge. It's really fun. If you would like to do it in an official Stay Warm sketchbook, it's the best place to do this challenge, of course. I'll leave the link below where you could pick up one of these sketchbooks. I've been having fun, as you could see in my previous video. I took you through what I've done in this one so far. So thanks for watching. This is a little week 1 update. I'm not sure if I'll make a weekly update every week. Should I or shouldn't I? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But so far, 1 week in the books. Pretty cool. Thanks for watching. I got more videos on the way and some interesting things to share with you, and interesting things to talk about. So stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.